Love, Death, Robots, and Philosophy. That's
Okay,
what
all right.
because I think there's some interesting stories to be told about how people choose to live their lives. Not heavy, like I'm not that guy.
How are you doing today?
Well, how are you?
I'm Russ Milheim from The Direct. Congratulations on being here.
Thank you. I'm very much looking forward to seeing this episode. I haven't seen it yet.
Really?
Yeah, all of them, in fact.
Yeah, I've been a fan of the show since the very start, so I'm very excited to see even more of these fun, creative shorts. They're a blast.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in 4 years, the amount of fans that they have, it's like a cult following. They're just so beautifully written, and they're all so different.
And it's great because now we're here, and we get more.
Yes.
Now, my first question is a fun one. Love, Death, and Robots. If you could add any fourth word to that title, what would it be?
Love, Death, and Robots, and a pinch of salt. I don't know why. It's just like a little salty and edgy, and I don't know. It was the first thing that came to mind.
3 people have said cats. We had someone that just went fucking. We're like, okay, all right, yeah.
Cats, yeah.
Drugs was one.
Sure, drugs. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
And a pinch of salt.
And a pinch of salt. Salty.
Now, when it comes to your episode, what would you say was the most surprising challenge you personally faced during the process?
I wanted to keep it as authentic as I could. This woman being in this dark period of her life and, connecting with this creature. And I was able to relate that to a very personal experience of mine. So I'm hoping that fans can see that, viewers can see that. I tried to replicate my personal experience on the screen. So yeah, we'll see. I'm nervous to see how it came out. I think lots of tears on the real day.
It'd be an emotional one.
Yeah, we'll see.
Then just my last question is, what are you excited for fans to experience when they watch this episode? Is it the emotions that you have running through it?
No, I want them to experience a bit of everything. A bit of joy, a bit of hope, a bit of laughter. I think anyone can sort of relate to this. In this episode, it's about somebody finding love with this creature when she had not felt something for so long. And that's why it's bittersweet in the end, because she was able to feel that before the demise. I hope I'm not giving it away. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, and it was great meeting you. Enjoyed the show.
Thank you.
My first question is a fun one. Love, Death, and Robots. If you could add a fourth word to that title, what would you choose?
Love, Death, and Robots, and fucking. I don't know. That's
like
the
a
first thing that
subsection.
came to
Wow.
mind. Oh my
Well,
god.
I'll take it.
Oh my god. Love, Death, and Robots, and a fourth. I would say. I'm still stuck on that. Now that I said it, I can't get my. That's such. I'm not allowed to say
No,
that.
you can say that. That could be your final answer if you want it to be your final answer. We're locking it in?
I mean, that's the real answer. The like nicer answer is like humanity.
Okay, I'll take it.
You can see that too.
Yes, I can see it. Now, when it comes to, your episode in this season, what was the most surprising challenge you faced while putting it all together?
Working with Jennifer is such, it's such a gift. Like, working with any brilliant director for an actor is already, like, everything. But then the fact that she's also an Asian American woman makes it double happiness for me. I don't know that she makes it feel so effortless, so I don't know if that there was, like, the biggest challenge, but, because it's so fun to collaborate with her. But, I think it's sometimes, okay, I know what it is.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is such a well-built, fantastical cyberpunk world. And the challenge for me as the actor is hoping that I'm playing it in such a way that pays homage to that. Because every bit of this is so well curated, so well thought of, so well done. And sometimes for an actor, especially with my part, it's literally like just, you can't plan on it. It's like, you just play. And sometimes I'll say to Jennifer, I don't know what's going to come out, but I'm taking your direction, and here goes.
What are you most excited for audiences to experience with your short?
I hope that people really get to love just the fantastic escapism of it all. You know, it's visionary cyberpunk world. And in a real world where there's so much hard stuff going on, I hope that people appreciate that escapism. I know I feel really honored to have been a part of that, making it.
Well, I look forward to seeing all the episodes, and thank you so much for talking with me. Bam. It's good to see you again. My easy question for you is a fun one. Love, Death, and Robots. If you could add a fourth word onto that title to explore more of in the future, what would it be?
Hold on, I want to give you a good answer here.
I'm here for it.
God. I know, it's tough. Love, Death, Robots, and Philosophy. That's
Okay,
what
all right.
because I think there's some interesting stories to be told about how people choose to live their lives. Not heavy, like I'm not that guy. But I think some of these are about the choices people make, and viewed through that lens would be good.
We both really want dinosaurs. We heard cats a lot was a common answer.
Yeah, it's because John Scalzi likes cats, and we keep getting John Scalzi stories. Yeah, I do love my dinosaurs though.
Well, sir, thank you very much, and congratulations. My first question is a fun one. Love, Death, and Robots. If you were to add a fourth onto that title, what would it be? What would you want it to be?
And cats?
You're the second one with cats, so that's...
Cats seem to come up. I mean, John Scalzi wrote many of the episodes across multi-seasons. I mean, he's one of the OGs of it, and he loves cats. And so it sort of sneaks in there.
Now, 4 seasons in, how would you say just technology has evolved and allowed you to do, more stuff as time has progressed?
Well, it's always experimental. I think this show at its core is about experimentation, doing things that haven't been seen before, done before, allowed before. And technology has allowed these different artists to find ways of doing like 2D looks that they weren't maybe able to do before. Maybe computers are getting faster, so we can actually get more cool stuff, scale on shots. So for me, it's just wonderful to see what people are getting into. Like what trouble are they getting into now?
One of the tricky topics of the industry right now is AI. Was that something that you guys ever considered utilizing at any point in the process within the show?
I think AI is something that, it's got to have it's not figured out yet. I think for us as a policy, we don't use AI. But if artists have used it on their own, I don't know. We have no idea. But we don't use AI on the show.
Now, in a hypothetical season 5, what is something that you would really love to tackle, that you want the show to tackle, that it hasn't yet really touched?
Well, the part of the show that's the best part of it is that it's experimental and unexpected. And since it's so unexpected, I have no idea where it's going to go.
That's fair. Last question. Just when piecing together season 4, what was the most surprising challenge that you came across during that time?
I think we have 4 seasons. We have all these amazing directors and amazing studios we've worked with before that we want to work with again, and trying to find what's new, because we've already been working with all the people who have been doing the crazy stuff.
Now, fun question to start off. Love, Death, and Robots. If you could add a fourth word to that title, what would you choose?
It's probably Love, Death, Robots, and Cats.
That's the third Cats. I think that's the one that's got to win.
There's a lot of cats in the series, mostly because John Scalzi, the author of both of mine this time, and he likes cats a lot. I am not a cat person. I hate cats. I'm allergic to them. I think the battle between us of love and disdain is in the episode, The Other Large Thing. So there's only a cat in one of my episodes, though. The other one doesn't have a cat. Oh, no, shit, there's cats in both. Never mind.
Thank God, cat saved. I used to not be a cat person, but then a cat chose me, and then that's just what happened, and then now here we are.
I won't be able to open my eyes in the morning if a cat chose me.
That's fair. I want to talk about the tricky subject these days is AI. So just when you were crafting your episode, was the use of AI ever thought about in any form, whether it be a lot, a little, just whatever it may be?
I mean, Blur definitely, is a company on the edge of anything creative, like any new thing. So there's always experiments in it. These were finished a little while ago, and I feel like the AI tools weren't quite wrangleable enough. Like you couldn't quite get what you wanted out of that stuff yet, and still maybe not. So it wasn't really used here. But the other technologies that are part of the machine learning pipeline, a lot of the real-time tools that Unreal Engine is using apply, I think, because like we made both of these in Unreal. They're both real-time. You could hit play and like move around them like a video game if you wanted. They wouldn't look quite as good.
I do want to. Where can we do this?
I mean, I don't on the guy's computers. The fur in the other large thing, the cat fur, it's the first time any fur that long and that fluffy has been done in Unreal Engine, as far as we can tell. Pretty incredible work from the team at Agbo Visual Creatures to get that to happen.
You might have just answered this next question, but what was the most surprising challenge that you faced? Was it the cat fur, or was something else that you just didn't expect?
The cat fur is a big tech challenge. On the appliances one, the initial pitch of it was a very lo-fi, like the appliances would not even have faces, just a video of a thermostat and a voiceover, a very NPR, version of it, kind of art film thing. Just because that would be really cheap, we're like, we can get another one. But then it wasn't as funny as it needed to be, and we realized if we animated faces and did a claymation look, it would get more laughs. So we'll find that out. Maybe no one will laugh. And
I will laugh for you, no matter what.
I'd say, the exciting thing about seeing it here is that there's humans that can laugh, possibly. Because in my house, no one laughs at anything I do.
But not cat.
Yeah. No pets, no nothing. But
Last question. Hypothetical season 5. What would be something you would love to dive into if you were to tackle another short?
It all starts with the big strategy with Love, Death, Robots is finding a cool sci-fi story to start with. Tim reads more sci-fi than anybody I've ever met, and is really in love with it. So I like, with these, he's like, what about these stories? And it's nice to be just like handed a challenge like that. How would you visualize that? What would you do? That kind of thing would be amazing. I hope it goes on forever for the sake of other directors that might get to play in the playground. It's pretty amazing. So.
It does, like the concept is like there's no reason to end it. Just keep giving people more opportunities.
It's watched. I look at the little rankings that Netflix puts out every 6 months. People are it's still getting millions and millions of people watching. So it's evergreen.
Well, sir, thank you so much. It was great meeting you, and I look forward to the reactions in the theater.
Yeah, thank you.
Love, Death, and Robots. If you could add a fourth to that, what would be the fourth topic or item or genre?
It's got to be cats, right?
That's true. It is already a little bit in the DNA of the show. So.
Yeah.
Where would it come? Love, Death, Robots, and Cats? Or
Yeah, that just kind of rings true, right?
it feels right to me.
Yeah.
So another suggestion was drugs, and I think Cats might be winning. I think.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to your time on the show, the show has been around for 4 seasons now. How has, just in your experience, how has the animation and just the tools and what you can do, how has that evolved over the time to where we are now?
Yeah, everything's getting better, more sophisticated, and it means that it's even more important for us to tell really cool stories in this show. So, yeah.
I know the tricky subject nowadays is like AI. Is that something that you ever considered utilizing in any form or fashion with your work, or?
I don't use it currently. I'm not going to rule it out just because the industry is moving that way, but I do prefer working with human people. So, I definitely preference for humans.
Sorry, robots. Then, when it comes to your short this time around, what was the most surprising challenge that you ran across while you were, bringing it to life?
The challenge was actually getting a huge story down into a short 12, 13-minute piece and keeping all the punches and fun of the original short story. And that was a major challenge, yeah.
Now, what do you want audiences, with your short, at the end of the day, what do you want them to take away from it?
My short is a divine comedy, but it's also gothic. It's got a lot of horror elements and heaviness and darkness, but in the darkness there's a glimmer of light and hope and fun, so to just keep the fun going, yeah.
Last quick question. If a season 5 happens, what is a topic that you want to jump into?
I'd love to do a romance.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's love. It's right there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's exciting to be here. I've been a fan of the show since season 1, which I was actually surprised. Like, I didn't know about it going into it, but I saw it on Netflix. I was like, I'm just going to try it out. And then I watched the whole thing in one setting.
Yeah.
So, and now we're here. But my first question is a fun one. Love, death, and robots. If you could add a fourth word to that to explore down the line, what would you want to add to this bundle of joy?
Drugs.
Drugs. There you go, Andy got it.
Do we agree?
Oh yeah, for sure.
The
Yeah.
question is which
I
order
didn't know
would
what
it
it
be?
was until he said it.
Yeah, love, death, robots, drugs. I think you'd end with drugs.
It has to be drugs for sure.
That's good. I like it. It opens up all the new doors. You know, the show's now 4 seasons in. How has animation and the technology available to you evolved over your time at the show? Just in general, like just from what you've done, and then now you're here. What are those tools? How have they evolved?
I mean, they're pretty much, the same tools. I think we try to focus on story and like the jokes and the comedy and how things flow, and then use whatever technique to kind of make that happen. So.
I mean, I think the new thing that everyone's talking about is obviously AI, which I feel like is either helping people or the giant robot that's going to kill everyone. You know what I mean? So I think everyone's kind of struggling with that reality.
I think we're just being nice to it so it doesn't kill us. And yeah.
I was going to ask also, what's the biggest surprise challenge you guys faced while working on this? Was there kind of the topic of AI? Did that come up, and like, do we utilize that? Do we stay away from it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest challenge for us is always just trying to make a short of entire wides, like massive destruction in every shot, is like impossible on a budget, and somehow we pull it off mostly. I mean, you'll be the judge when you see it.
I'll call you guys up. You're like, wow.
Exactly. Like you failed. No, but that's always the biggest challenge. It's just like making it feel epic and funny at the same time.
Yeah. And even though the humans are terrible, you still kind of root for them. But you'll see in the episode. Yeah.
Last question. If a season 5 happens, what is a fun idea that you're like, maybe I want to explore that? Do you have any hopes or things to jump into? All hypothetical.
Yeah. Some sort of miniature drug bust movie. I don't know. Drug running movie.
We're thinking a mini romantic comedy, I think would be a good one.
Mini romantic comedy.
A mini romantic drug bust comedy.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great idea.